Hello, this is a video for our String Basics Book 2 students, and we are looking at our blue bead. We're on exercise 52, which is on page 13. So this page is all about A minor, which is really a scale pattern that uses the same notes as C major. So what does that mean for us? It means no sharps at all. No F sharps, no C sharps, low second fingers. The good news looking at this piece is we've only got F natural on the D string to worry about, so you might want to write above it F natural, low second finger on the D string to remind you, or draw an arrow pointing down where all the Fs are to remind yourself to push your finger back, or maybe you want to circle the Fs and write F natural above them, something that's going to remind you as you play low second finger. There are no C's on the A string, so that's a bonus. We are reading music on ledger lines below the staff, so there's a lot of G string work in this piece. So if that's something that you need to work on, remind yourself how to read G, first finger A, second finger B, third finger C. Go back and look for those exercises where you practice that if you're unsure. So once we've worked out our notes, then we can look at things like the rhythm and the timing. So we've got TTs, we'll want to do them in the upper half of the bow, tars and a couple of twos to end the phrases or musical sentences. We've got some fourth fingers. I noticed straight away in the second line, we've got tuning of low A with our first finger on the G string and then our fourth finger A on the D string. So that's a really good opportunity, just like I was talking about in the previous video, to make sure our notes are in tune. We've got low A and high A. So when we play them, even though they've got a different pitch, they will resonate and sound similar. So we can check that our fingers are in tune that way. The other thing I notice is there's a repeat. So we play the first line twice. And right at the very end, it has the word RIT in the last bar, which stands for an Italian word ritenuto. That means to slow down. So we slow down that last bar. One thing I haven't spoken about in your videos recently is keeping the pulse or the beat. So I like to keep the pulse or the beat of the music in my big toe. It's not terribly obvious to the audience. It doesn't distract people around me, but I'm feeling the beat in my big toe, and it's keeping me in time and making sure I hold 2 beat notes for 2 beats. It's making sure I divide TTs up equally. So I divide them into the beat so they get their full amount of half a beat each. So keeping the pulse somewhere in your body, hopefully somewhere not too obvious. If you're banging your head to keep the pulse, that can be a little bit off-putting and distracting for the audience. But if we're keeping it somewhere like well hidden in our big toe, that can be a really good way to feel the beat, to feel the pulse, and to make sure that you're playing in time, which is so important. So let's play exercise 52, Hativa, the Israeli folk song. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and. So I really slowed down at the end to finish that piece off. Tricky one. Again, I was thinking very consciously about stretching my fourth finger for A on the D string. So I really had to stretch for that. I had to pull my second finger back on the D string. So there's plenty of things to think about in this piece.